Okay, I didn't really have a plan for what this channel is going to be. This was just my alt account in case I wanted to show you guys some behind the scenes, but I also want this to be a space where I can just talk about some of the thoughts that I go through sometimes. Anything positive, anything negative, anything that makes me think a little bit about life. Today was kind of one of those where I was like, wow. I think in one way, it felt like it struck a nerve, but it was like a sudden realization of something I've been failing to do for myself for many years. For context, I was going to my coworker who I've been shadowing for the last 48 hours and will be probably continuing to shadow for the next few weeks, that or maybe some of my few other coworkers, because I want to get a gauge at how the workplace is like and how people approach the task at hand in their way. So it was almost the end of the day, and I was just asking him, hey, like, what are some things that I can do with my time tomorrow, since I won't be going in for the rest of the week, but the rest of the time I'll be able to go in for like full 5 days, and I'll be able to maybe absorb a little bit more for the beginning and then start to take on uncomfortable challenges as he advised me to do. So one question he did ask was if I do go out. I think we were just talking about self-care or just anything to help ourselves. And when he asked that question, I thought for a second it was a bit weird. But I said, yeah, I mean, I hang out with my friends, but I kind of went on a side tangent of how much I burnt a lot of bridges, and I don't really talk to so much people these days. And it's partly due to how much I've been really focusing on this transition point in my life. And, I rambled about that for a little bit, talking about that part of my life, until he stopped me midway through and asked, like, permission to ask this really deep question. He was like, can I ask you some mind-read question? I didn't know what it meant at the time. I didn't know if it meant like some sort of code name for like, oh, I'm going to tell you some really deep question. So I said, go ahead, because I trust him to at least tell me something, even though I've only met him for a few days. So he asked me, with all these people that you described, all the people you've been pleasing, where are you in this equation? Like, are you part of everyone, or are you just helping everyone? For me, at first I was like, I kind of froze, but this question kind of turned into something that it did break me, because it made me realize I've been struggling to people please and haven't given myself enough room to just help myself. And this was stemmed from an advice that he gave me, not just about work, it's just about doing something for myself, which is try something new every single week. Not every single week, but try something new each week if I could, and just do it by myself, like not worry about other people. I just go by myself, explore something new, whether it's a new park, a new place, maybe a new restaurant. When he asked me that question, where am I with respect to everyone else, it put into a lot of perspective of many years of how I've been helping other people, making the goals for other people, but not really giving myself a chance to really reflect and think that, was this all for me? Or was this all for everyone? I genuinely am going to be taking that advice of just trying something new each week. And I really do want to try something new each week. It's just right now, I'm learning everything right now with work, but that interaction alone with my coworker made me realize how I lost quite a bit of confidence, because this really crazy transition in my life that, I burnt a lot of bridges, even in the last few months, to the point that I don't even know who my friends are. I don't even know who I am. So I wanted to talk about this for a bit in a video. Sometimes 1 or 2 questions, maybe this one simple conversation will get you thinking about a lot. And another thing is, take care of yourselves, really. I say that a lot with anybody and everybody I know, take care of yourselves. But I've been failing to do that for myself. That's all I wanted to talk about, really. See y'all soon.